In this video, I'm going to show you how to use White.MARKET. Everything from setting up your account to depositing, buying, selling, and withdrawing. And I'll make sure to leave timestamps in the description so you can at any time return to the video and quickly find the subject you need. So why White.MARKET? Well, White.MARKET is one of the better marketplaces out there with good features like low fees. For example, there are no fees on buying, there's no fees on crypto deposits, and there's also a very low crypto withdrawal fee. White.MARKET is also very trusted. They are sponsoring the biggest platforms when it comes to competitive third-party CES, face it. And they're sponsoring one of the biggest teams in the history of CES, Navi. So they're very trusted, and if you just make sure you use the right link, White.MARKET, you'll be good. I'll also leave a link to them in the description, of course. Also, one of the biggest advantages of White.MARKET is there isn't much KYC unless you're depositing huge amounts, so that is a big positive for many people. Other features include that they have 24/7 support, which is a huge plus. Alright, so let's start with setting up your account. So you won't be logged in, so I'll just log out. So you go to White.MARKET, either through the link or you just type the address, and then you press login with Steam. And you just type in your stuff, or you can scan the QR code or whatever. And this is of course very safe, so let's sign in. And now we will be logged in, so we can go up to our profile picture up here in the right corner. And we can go to the profile. So here you will need to enter your email, and you will need to enter your trade URL. So to do this, you just press get trade URL, and it will send you straight to the link. So you just copy this and paste it in here. You can also find your trade URL by just going to your profile, pressing inventory, pressing trade offers, and pressing who can send me trade offers. And here you will have the trade URL. Now once again, you don't have to do KYC unless you're depositing a lot, but I'm not, so I won't be doing KYC. Also another thing is that you need the WhiteMarket peer-to-peer Chrome application, so they can confirm when you've received and sent trades. Also I'll leave this link down in the description as well, so you don't go to the wrong one, but it's very easy. You just press add to Chrome and it should be done. Also one other thing I'd recommend is going up to your profile picture and then pressing my promo codes, and then here it should be where you can enter your code. I'd recommend using any code because you basically get free money, but I also have a code which is Correx, and yeah, this basically allows you to get extra money when you start purchasing on the site. So you can see I've spent $10, so I've already received $0.50 completely free. So don't cheat yourself, you can use my code or anyone else's code. You can also use the top link in the description for this. Alright, so now let's take a look at the depositing methods. When you want to deposit, you just go up here to your balance and press the plus, and it will send you straight to the deposit methods. So you can deposit with a bunch of different things like cards. Here they have a 2 and a 3% fee. But you can also deposit with crypto. Here they usually have a 0% fee, and they have a bunch of different options. You can also use G2A, Kinguin, or whatever if that makes you feel more safe. Here you can use PayPal, for example. And you can also use skins, but we'll get into that later. Now I already have some balance on the side, but for the sake of the video, I will deposit. So I have a WhiteBit code, and WhiteBit is basically just a crypto exchange where you can buy codes and instant deposit, so you don't have to wait for the crypto to get sent. So here I just enter the WhiteBit code and I press activate, and then it says my funds will be credited to the account within 10 to 15 minutes. And that is basically it. So now we just have to wait for the money. Usually it's faster. And yeah, alright, so as I said that, it's already been deposited. So now we have $37 on the side. So that wasn't even a minute, it wasn't even 30 seconds. So it's pretty fast if you use WhiteBit, and it can be recommended. Okay, so now we will go to the market tab up here, and we will start to look for some skins we can buy. So I usually sort by best price, because then it's like the most discounted off Steam, which is great. Now I want to get some lower tier skins that I can use for some lightning giveaways in my Discord. By the way, link in the description or the top comment. So we will have to put some filters on. So we do that over here. Let's open the price one. And we'll go $1 to $4, and let's skip stat track, and let's skip souvenir. And for the exterior, we will go with field tested, minimal wear, and factory new, so we don't give away some dusty ass skins. We can also filter by rarity to narrow the search even more, so let's try and put some classified on there. And they have a bunch of filters you can use, so feel free to check it out. So let's for example go to this heat treated Desert Eagle, which is a pretty cool skin in my opinion. So we can either instant buy the skin or we can place some buy orders. So if we instant buy it, it's $1.88, and we just do that by pressing buy now. And at the buy orders, we can see that the highest buy order is $1.71, which is 16 cents below the price. And you can even filter with some floats and stuff like that. But that is super easy. You just press create a new buy order, and you can do 172. And then you can press create a buy order, and you can specify the float if you want that. but we don't want that. So now you can just create a buy order, and if someone fulfills it, it will get sent straight to you. Now we also have the sales history where we can see like the average price it's being sold for, and we can go to 1 week, for example, and see that it is being sold for like $1.93 and even as high as $4. And if we scroll down more, we can see all the listings, and we can see what the other wares will cost, and we can see if they have stickers or charms, if we want to try and snipe something nice, for example. So let's buy a couple of these. I think it's a pretty cool skin. So let's just press buy now, and then press buy now again, and it will get put up here, and it will tell us when they've sent an offer. So let's buy a couple more of these. Okay, so we purchased 3 of them, and let's try and find some more skins. This M4 is pretty cool at a 29% discount, so let's buy this. I also like this Mac 10, it's really unique. But basically I'll just keep trying to find some skins and just keep purchasing, and I'll show you when we get a trade offer. Okay, so we started receiving some trade offers, so we can head over to the Steam tab under the incoming offers, and here we can see we got the M4 Solitude, and basically the offers are just coming in, so you just need to accept it when they've come, and it also shows up here. So that's basically it for buying, so let's move on. Let's take a look at selling now. So as mentioned, you can go to the instant sell tab up here, and you can sell your skins. Like if you want to get rid of a bunch of your cheap skins fastly, you can do it this way, but I will be recommending peer-to-peer over this because you will get more for your skins there. So you can go up here again and press sell items, and this will just send you to your inventory. Now you can sort different here. You can filter it from expensive to cheapest and vice versa. You can also do oldest and newest skins. So here you can see my Talon knife is already on sale, but let's try to sell something here. Let's try to sell this Glock. So you can just click on it, and it will get sent over here, and it will recommend some prices for you, and it tells you what it is. So the minimum price is the lowest price on WhiteMarket at the moment, and you can check this by going over to the skin again and pressing to market. Here it will show you your exact skin, so you can just press on this, and here we can see what it's being sold for. The last week it's at like 129 and 117, and we can also see the buy offers. So if we have a good float, we can get instant $1.41 for it, but ours is a 0.02 and not a 0.01, which this one is asking for. And we can scroll down to see all the listings. So here we can see the lowest is $1.27, and the next from that is $1.31. So if we want to sell it fast, we could put it below this, but if we want to get more out of our skin, we could price it at $1.30. So when this is sold, ours will be the lowest one. So let's do that. We go back to the sell items tab, and we put $1.30 here, and here you can see what you will get after the fee, which is $1.23. And we can also allow bargain. So if someone wants to buy from us, they can bargain on it and offer us a lower price, but we won't do that. So let's just press sell now, and now it has been listed. Now we can go to our store, and here we can see everything we have listed. We can edit it if we want to change the price or remove it, but we can also share our store by pressing this. And then you can copy your store and share it to your friends or whatever, so people can find your listings easily. Now let's talk about withdrawing. When you want to withdraw, you can just head up to your balance and click withdraw. Here you can withdraw for very cheap with crypto, which is really fast, usually only up to 30 minutes, and it has a low fee. If we were to withdraw $1,000, it would only be a $1 fee. You can also use the WhiteBit code exchange method and get it basically instant out. This would require you setting up an account on WhiteBit, so it's a bit more of a hassle. They also have this WhiteBit Visa method, which I'm not too familiar with, but it's something crypto and card related. But that's basically everything. Make sure to subscribe and like, it would mean the world to me. I usually post about investments and different methods in the Counter-Strike verse, so make sure to stay tuned. Cheers. Bye.